Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the 135 Footy Show, proudly part of the WesWes Network. You can go check us out on the website, weswesnet.com. You'll be able to find us and all the other podcasts there, as well as articles written by our columnists. Let's welcome in the boys. Bob Savalio, how are you?
Yeah, good also. Missed last week, so good to be back this week to talk about more league stuff. It's been a busy week heading into the finals in a couple of weeks, so looking forward to a good chat.
Nice, it's good to have you back. Trying to come and balance the arguments coming out of the corner on this guy. Some of the money back into the top four, mate. How are
What's
you?
up? Top four, mate. Here we come. Nitty gritty time of the season, man. Malo Bobby, Malo Tons. Good to see you guys smiling. Have you guys recovered from the weekend, mate?
Yes, always a tough one watching the boys go down, but another great weekend of NRL footy, and we're here to wrap it up from our point of view. Kicking off as usual with our awards. Let's go with our All Eyes Award. First to you, Bobby. Who stood out over the weekend?
My All Eyes is pretty simple in my books for the game that I watch, for the games that I watched. It was from the Rooster Storm game, and it was that second half performance by Mark Nawangani-Tawase, who scored 4 tries, almost scored a fifth. And that was a rout of the Storm in that second half. I mean, 10-0 up, I thought it was going to be a close game. But in the span of 40 minutes, the Roosters just made the Storm look super stupid. Like 40 points in one half is ridiculous. And Nawangani-Tawase was a massive part of that. So my All Eyes this week goes to the man, the myth, the legend that he's becoming, Mark Nawangani-Tawase from the Roosters.
Yeah, nice ball. He's been awesome. I gave him flowers last weekend as well. Before we quickly move on to your side, your thoughts on Nawangani-Tawase? There's sort of a battle going on with him after the season. Rugby Union desperately want him back, and the Roosters are Tana. He's come from Union. I don't know your thoughts. Are you happy with him bouncing back?
Bro, I think it's smart. I don't think he was getting enough flowers at the Wallabies, or maybe he just didn't get his opportunities, man. It looks like his game's a lot more suited to the league games, where he can showcase his skills a bit more, and because you get a lot more of those one-on-one opportunities in league. In saying that, bro, earning capacity, if you can, you've seen the amount of dollars that they're handing out. The Wallabies, they need that. They need to do that to bring the boys over, but not only in the locally over here in Australia, but it might provide them with some opportunity overseas. But yeah, bro, I think it's smart, man. Like the agent, whoever's his agent, man. There's his murmurs. I don't think he's on big money at Roosters, so this definitely could be making noise just to show me the money, man, because he's a crowd favorite, man. Definitely with his performances this year. I hope we don't lose him. But I kind of remember him more making his name in the Sevens game. Eagles. He will rip. You could see what he could do in Sevens, but he ain't gonna make near much money they would being a Sevens player. But I don't know. I'm a fan of both games, bro. But we've seen him excel in the league game, so I hope he stays. I think maybe Cobbo going. That might free up some money up at the Broncos, mate. Watch this space.
Greedy. Bobby, yeah, you see him. I don't know. Is he a bolter for the Kangaroos? Maybe keep him in the game.
I reckon if they want to keep him in the game, then they might give him a Kangaroos jersey a bit sooner than everyone's sort of expecting. And it's a no-brainer, I think, to give him a Kangaroos jersey, because then that would entice him to stay. Like, he's been on like Matty John's show, talked about how he's like a super staunch, massive New South Welshman, and he's talked about it and how he's followed being New South Wales, to the death. And so, there's talk that the Wallabies are trying to come at him. Like, he's on $500,000 a year at the moment at the Roosters, and so his management will be looking to up that to about $750K. What I read is that the Wallabies are probably thinking $650 is what they might come at him, before the 26 season ends. And I mean, that's silly if they're able to throw $1 million at Suoli'i, that kind of money to entice
650
Joe.
peanuts for him, man. It's
Yeah,
way
like
more than that.
$650 to Nwangani Tawase, who's already sort of displayed very similar traits like a Suoli'i, like game-breaking elite level skills that Joseph Suoli'i
Easy.
had before he went over to the Wallabies, and now he's the man at the Wallabies. Yeah, and that jumping is a massive, it's a plus here in rugby league, similar to Union too. So I think it's a bit of a slap in the face, really, if they don't match what they offered Joseph Suoli'i for him to go back to rugby union. He's a son of rugby union, so why would you offer a son of rugby league $1 million and then you're wanting to entice Nwangani Tawase after the breakout season that he's had in the NRL less money? Like, it doesn't make any sense for them to offer less money than Suoli'i money. But I think that was probably a once in a never going to happen again because of the financial situation that the Australian Rugby Union were in, and people saying, "Oh, that was such a stupid call. Look at them." But man, under who's the coach, Joe Schmidt? Man, the Wallabies are doing really well. So they'd be scary if they were able to get someone like Nwangani Tawase to go back to the Wallabies, and that's good for rugby down in our part of the world, right? Like, if Australia's strong, then New Zealand will be strong too, and it just then we don't have to do everything all by ourselves to try and stay competitive in the world game, where it's like, come on, Australia, we're not getting any good use out of you guys being Gaia. We need you guys to be competitive so that our Bledisloe Cup games are, making us both strong teams internationally. At the moment, it's all one-way traffic with the ABs and the Wallabies, but yeah, they need to offer the same sort of money that they gave to Suoli'i if they want to take him back to rugby union. But I hope he stays in league because he's proven that he's a real massive asset for the game. And you just see him enjoying the playing. Like, he's playing because he really loves to play, which is unusual. You don't really sort of see that in professional sports people who kind of just consider their sport their job. But you can see that he plays league with a real passion. Like, he enjoys playing it. Every time he gets interviewed, he's got this real energy. Yeah. And so, yeah, I hope he stays in league.
Nice, Bobby. Nice little crossover episode there. Sai, coming to you for your all eyes.
Yeah, Shuttles. I've got a team for my all eyes, but before I announce that one, I quickly give some flowers to Katoni Staggs, bro. But not only last week, but just I think that he's probably been the form center over the last month, and a big part of the Broncos, their performances. But on the weekend, man, 167 meters, 72 contact, post contact, 1 line break, 5 tackle breaks, and a try, mid-ply. Just, bro, he's got to be one of the best fucking runners out of the backfield, outside at all. But man, he saves the Broncos, especially on D as well. So I wanted to quickly mention him, but I'm going to give mine to minor premierships, bro. Ricky Stewart and the Canberra Raiders, man. All eyes on me prize, just for the season, man. Not only for that win against the Tigers, which was expected, but in the season, 19 wins, 4 losses, bro. Just because I don't think I'm not too sure about us when we visit our top 8. Maybe I squeezed them in there, bro. But no, for damn sure, not too many punters had them in their top 4, and to finish the year right at the top, deserves some raps, man. You have to go back to 1990 for the last time the Raiders won the minor premiership. minor premiership. So yeah, we'll talk. And only because you look at the roster, preseason, you wouldn't say that they got too many superstars in that Raiders team, bro. So my not only this week, but for the year, all eyes on me. Team of the year, Canberra Raiders. Not to say they'll win the thing because the Broncos can go all the way. But hey, man, all eyes this week and for the year, team of the year, Canberra Raiders. My Los Seeds.
Little sleeves.
Malo, Talofa
Hey, welcome in, mate. Since you just arrived.
from
We're just
Nukuleanga
heading through
Central
our
here. We're
works.
going to fight Leanga Mea this weekend.
Oh, my little Seeps nuts.
We're going to make sure that you get knocked out in the first round of playoffs. Sorry to take away from your really insightful
Top four, here
korero
we
there.
come.
We just
What are
started off.
your
All
all
eyes,
eyes,
man.
bro? You got all eyes on you since
Whoa.
your variety, mate? Well,
Gee,
I don't know
all
what
eyes
happened to
on
your
me
lips
is the
to
commentator.
make
Yeah, the all eyes is the commentator that said that Manly have a chance with if we were to score 40 plus points against our last opposition, then 40 plus points again this week.
The maths was wrong.
That's
They didn't
all eyes on
realize the
me.
Roosters were going to win by 40. So you need 80, man.
And then now we need 80 plus for the Roosters not to score anything and the Dolphins to lose. Anyway, that's my all eyes on me.
Yeah,
It's just these ridiculous mathematical presumptions that we
Sully,
can still have a chance.
you
your
said-
abacus.
Nah, I'm sure there's a mathematical chance.
Nah,
Jules.
stop it.
I think we have to bring up Mr. Sonic's mathematical formulas to work that one out.
No, I
off
think
your
Mr.
socks, you're
Chandler's
gonna
got
need
more
more
chances of
spoons.
figuring that one out.
All right, my all eyes was Ronaldo Muletalo. Man, the Sharks came in a bit flat, but his energy throughout that game, to pick up his 3. But in the commentary, the main thing I wanted to point out, just Ronaldo's little touches. The beginning of the game, they all run out with like the nice little kid, and one of the little girls was left without someone to run out with. The Muletalo ran out, took the kid he had, ran back, and grabbed the little girl that was crying and ran her back out just so she had someone to. That's my all else for Muletalo on and off the field, all round great guy. We'll come to your Kaya Kele. See, since you just arrived, you got a Kaya Kele there, mate.
Achille has to boo Reece Walsh with his social media post of late. That's got to be, it's all off field for me. From the commentators to social media posts, albeit a brand new toilet that it's come to be known about now, but still, that kind of humor, it just goes to show the season that the Broncos are going to have. They might make it the playoffs, but it's going to go down the toilet.
Wow, what a cancel culture guy. You can't have a laugh. Okay. Serious guy.
Really? What kind of humor is that?
Had you not known it was a new bathroom, do you think it's like?
Obviously,
What's the issue?
he's had to explain
What's the
that,
issue?
right?
Is that a hygienic issue for you, Rog, or what?
Absolutely.
You know, like TikTok or-
How many other kids is he going to try and convince to do that? Because someone that they look to, being a superstar.
So now he's instigating
platform.
kids to drink out of the toilet. Now, is this
Absolutely.
for real? Is this what you're saying?
Absolutely. Hey,
Wow.
I'm just saying. Hey, that's the kind of pull that these superheroes have. Eh?
That is reaching. That is reaching, mate.
Some of them are going to pluck their eyebrows like him. They're going to have eyelashes like him, and now they're going to be drinking out of the toilet. It's all I've got to say on the matter.
I respect on that opinion, mate. Oh, that's all I'll say.
I don't know. There might be a different take.
Your Kaya Kele, Bob. Anything further on the...
My guy Achille goes to the Panthers for resting 16 players in that last round. Kind of denying the Storm an opportunity to challenge the Raiders for minor premiership, even though, this was all before the Storm got FOOTY by the Roosters. But, Bellamy sort of spoke out about how, the Panthers resting all of those players kind of meant that they, it was just ridiculous. It gave an opportunity for who did they play in their last round?
Doggies.
Yeah, the Doggies. Yeah, it gave an opportunity for the Doggies to get the easy 2 points. And I mean, I understand resting players this time of the season and resting a couple, maybe even your spine, but to rest 16 players like the Panthers did, that's a bit ridiculous. I know there's no rules against it, and I know they weren't gaming
So you're saying a coach can't
system
pick
or
his
anything.
team now? Ele Pulela coach to his selections. Is that what you're saying?
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that's my kayakele based on what I think, because that's what I was asked. If it's not kaya for you, then hey man, you can go out of the toilet all you want. I'm just saying. My kayakele was it denied fans the opportunity to see a full-strength Panthers team taking on a full-strength Doggies team. You know, denying the contest that would have been a great Thursday night game. Instead, the Panthers got their pants pulled down. It looked pretty competitive the first 10, 15 minutes, but then the Panthers team, just pretty much their B team, just fell away, and the Doggies, deservedly so and rightly so, put them away. So my guy killer for the week goes to the Panthers for resting that many players for a round.
Can I just jump in on that, or we wait till
right.
later on with general discussion? Well, I think there was, on the Triple M, there was a bit of a heated discussion in relation to the take on that resting 16 players from a fans and like what Bobby's saying, a fans and a spectator's perspective. That might be the one game that they show up for, that they're able to attend, and they come and they see, either there's no superstars in that team, eh? And so, and from the Bulldogs' perspective, awesome result. But from a Panthers' perspective, a fan might show up, and then that's the game that they've scheduled in, that they'll be able to make.
What if the Panthers, well rested, and go on 4 in a row in the finals?
Yeah,
and win
absolutely.
that's
the argument. The argument is just a spectatorship, but then, I think the Panthers, they've earned the right to do what they did, because, they've got the results to show for it in the 4 years just gone, 4 championships. So they're entitled to manipulate their roster and to utilise their roster. If they've got the depth, why not? Because they know that playoffs is coming up. So from that perspective, all the power to them. But I guess just from a spectatorship, selfish point of view, fans are going to rock up and they don't even see all these superstars that their team has had in the majority of the season. Now they're playing their what you could probably argue is their second string team. But
all
the more,
You say fans, but
scared.
Fans of those teams, because you think if it was your team with the bigger picture in mind, like if this was Tama talking, I'm sure he's not. Like, yeah, he's a fan, and if the Panthers will come into town like they did, and none of the Stars team, like I guess he'd be disappointed. But in the bigger scheme of things, we know that the main goal was to win the grand final, and if that's what
absolutely,
as a fan, I'm sure.
Yeah, and that's what Gordon Tallis was arguing, is that Gordon Tallis was arguing, saying, well, not only are the Panthers entitled to do what they did because they've got the results to show for it in the past 4 seasons, but it just means that, well, those fans got to do better and show up to more games, other games, not just, just because they happen to schedule. If they were in a desperate situation and there was a different scenario and they were fighting to get in the 8, then Panthers probably would just have a better team, their guns playing. But it just happens to be the predicament they're in. They can afford to rest.
There's also another angle, a positive angle to look at it, is you look at that Panthers side, a couple of debutants in there. There's New South Wales players who have the opportunity, and so their family and friends made the trip up. So, old little Sammy who wants to come in and get Brian To'o and Cleary, but what about old Jimbo, Shuni Fanua's made, or some of these debutants, like you can't
Marty getting his run.
You can't appease
knocked
everyone.
out in the first 10 minutes. Oh, my son.
Some Panthers fans are not happy, but other Panthers fans and friends, they're pretty proud of their boys making. So you can't. It's a cross section of society, bro. You can't please everyone. It is a selfish thing for the Panthers to do. But man, they're not here to appease the club or the fans. Coaches get picked on or keep their job
Results.
based on results, man.
Yep, and they can afford to do what they just did. Yeah,
All right, good
that's
points,
all I
bro.
want to jump in on.
Alright, well, you're not allowed to be Kaya Kele for resting players now. You guys turn it into a debate.
Panthers can go and get a fax.
All right. My Kaya Kele, I'll come to you last side, but I'll go with good old Chris Butler sitting comfortably in the bunker.
I think your microphone's
Warriors are
going
hard
at the moment, mate.
Warriors are hard at work, and Chris Butler want to poke his nose and change the rules and the duties of the bunker and say that conclusively that he's going to overturn a try awarded by the ref on little to no evidence. So I'm giving my Kaya Kele award to Chris Butler. All right, no commentary needed. We'll move on to you, Si.
Oh, Galo fire the officials, man. You've been hammering the officials all year, man, for Kaya Kele, but
You don't get
that's
the
all good,
bounce of the
that's all good.
ball. You go hard on the officials.
Yeah, I had one obvious one for me before Rog jumped on, but now that Rog jumped on, special mention to that slug under his nose for Kaya Kele. But mine goes to your Shibasaki, Brisbane and Queensland centre. Just for his antics this week on Monday for missing not missing training. He showed up to training not in the state to train due to being out drinking on Sunday. And man, I thought that was poor, man. It was not the fact that he went out, but he didn't show up ready to go away. And I think these guys are in physical prime condition to be able to handle go out drinking and show up the next day to train. At the same time, if you can't and you need recovery at this time of the year, where you need everyone firing, everyone showing up at training, then you gotta make these calculations, bro. And this is his first year of really cementing his spot. It was cool that not cool, but this should be for every club. Set their standards, and the senior group made a call, which was awesome. But it was, bro, what Shibasaki's done. He's kind of given Ben a bit of an opportunity, and he's been playing awesome on the wing. So it's both sides of the coin to look at it. But just personally, it was a bit of a little blemish on a really awesome season. This guy's had from starting on a train and trial contract to now on the eve of the finals, missing his spot due to a bit of ill discipline. So, unfortunately, Kaya Kele of the week, Shibasaki. Get at Shibasaki.
Sorry, we're going to add some extras there. So. All right, let's jump straight into our headlines.
Oh, sorry. Is it worse than drinking out of the toilet, Simon?
Yeah, well, that wasn't even worth putting in Kaya Kele. It's
a lot of off-field drama from the Broncos this week.
Reece Walsh isn't the Kaya Kele. It's the reaction to Reece Walsh Kaya Kele.
This whole team has condemned him, or the Broncos club has condemned him.
To be honest with you, bro, I don't really care about off-field.
They're taking a stance. Should he miss out? Is he going to miss out a game?
It's like I said, I don't care what you do off the field. I care about on the field. And right now, we're in top 4, and mainly, Lekolia.
All right, let's get to some headlines.
No comment. I can't come back to that one.
We're going a bit outside of the normal NRL teams and the current players. But it was sad one. Chris Standout being pulled up. So he's been sentenced to some time in prison. Caught with methamphetamine in his system, some paraphernalia, some pipe. But he was seen throwing stones at cars at an intersection. But yeah, just sad to hear that he's in such a bad way. Like whatever happened, that he's just randomly throwing stones at cars. But yeah, he's been sentenced to do some time. So the judge kind of wasn't very lenient. They said, like he knows that he's been a great star. He knows how to do things and get stuff done. just sad to see him fall away. Yeah, I'm just disappointed. Like, where's the RLPA? Where's the NRL? Like, when he goes into the system, those things are broken. They don't work. Like, so many people like just treated like everyone else now. It's just so sad to see someone as part of the community, as part of the game. Like, and maybe I don't know the full story. Those are just on the headlines I've seen, so maybe they go through all of that and restrike or something. But yeah, just real sad to read it like some random loss site and you find out it's just standout going through. You guys remember him, the rabbit side?
Yeah.
Yeah. He went on to play for the Eels as well, eh?
Bro, he was one of these guys that fly out, probably one of the best halves hitters, eh?
Yeah.
For his size,
But-
He was
But if
diminutive.
I can throw in my lima singles, like you'll say like sad or the RLPA, sad or the NRL, bro, you know, it's not up to your past employers to you know, I understand like the health effects of playing the game, but behavior, bro, you've come through a career that you learn to you learn to fucking sacrifice physically and mental, and you have all these tools with you. Bro, you've got to adapt to real society when you finish your playing career, man. You've been given a chance at life, you know what I mean? Like not a head start, but you've making a bit of quid, bro. You've making a bit of quid.
Understand where you're coming from this side, but I think it might be the transition into, from being in the professional realm as a sports star, where everything is pretty much handed to you. You get an amazing salary package, and then you don't have to want for anything because it's handed to you while you're a professional player. It's the transition from that into the reality to becoming just a commoner,
fair, which is tough. It's not
and
easy.
that's the transition that a lot of professional players that we've seen in the past with this rugby league, they don't quite make that transition into a commoner's life or away from the limelight, because now they, Christian Cullen's talked about it, that he's even had to purchase a jersey that he once donned for the Hurricanes or for the All Blacks, and it's not cheap. And so those kinds of things. And
But I feel like this guy especially, right? He's one of the rare people to have. I'm just gonna guess here, a 10-year career, if more. Plenty of time to set yourself up, man. Plenty of time to go study part time or invest. And obviously, this guy's fallen on tough times. And the biggest reason that he's in the papers, this guy's been on the gear, man. And if you're on the gear, bro, that's the repercussions life presents to you, man. So I don't know, man. I don't.
Your point just before side where you're saying I don't care what they do off field as long as they're performing on field, and those are the little things that sneak in while they're being great players, and these problems are off field, but because the focus is on field, they don't get the happy around and the support, and all of a sudden they fall out of the game, and to people like yourself, I don't care what they do off field. I care about what happens in the game.
I get that too, bro. But first and foremost, you take the responsibility on yourself, man. You're responsible for your own choices, man, in life. And I doubt. I don't think. I don't know, man. What personally with him, but I'm sure there's been plenty of opportunities. I don't know when he retired, maybe not, but I know for sure now there's a lot of support out there for players right now. Yeah, I might be wrong. I think it's been a
point,
fair
you just mentioned underlining that the players, while they're still in the professional arena, they have the support. But once you're a former player, you don't necessarily have that support system around you anymore, and so they might still, if they've continued said behaviour that he's gotten in trouble and after his playing days, and he's got to feed that addiction, or whether if it is methamphetamine, and the money is not rolling in as it was in the height of his career, he's still got to feed that. And I wonder whether he would be charged or sentenced to jail, to do some jail time, if he was a current player, as a former player. But I come back to that transition from the professional career into, away from the spotlight, the fans. And I think a lot of players struggle with that transition, and some adapt to it a lot better than others. So that's just from, having spoken to some players that have made that transition from professional to away from it all. Some do it better than others.
All right. Let's move on. Sanders Smith making some headlines. 24-hour deal. I don't know how this is working out. But there's a deal on the table between the Knights and the Dragons. Multi-million-dollar deal between those two, and he needs to make a choice. Your views on this? Which way he goes, Bobby? I thought he's been looking good for the Roosters, but yeah.
Knights and the Cowboys there.
Oh, Knights
Cowboys.
Sorry,
Yeah. So I mean, he's got the choice really to pick whether he wants to pair up with what will most likely be Dylan Brown at the Knights next year, or Tommy Dearden at the Cowboys. That's what it's sort of shaping up to look like. Sandon Smith on his day is a quality halfback. And I mean, he can sort of pick wherever it is he wants to go for money, or pick where he wants to go if he's serious about winning a premiership. And that's probably how I'd look at it. I mean, we gave Dylan Brown heaps of shit when he was leaving the Eels to go to the Knights. And that's obviously chasing money. And then the flip side of that was, well, do we want a guy, if you're a Newcastle fan, coming to our club who's just coming for money? Like, is this really where we want to invest all of this money if we're wanting a premiership? I don't think Dylan Brown's the right guy. So I don't know if Sandon Smith, whatever his intentions are and what his priorities are, if he's wanting to go for money, it's the same money whichever club he picks. But if he's wanting to go to a club that's serious about making a challenge for the title, I'd probably pick the Cowboys, because they're a little bit further ahead than Newcastle, and that's just based on this year's form, really. Newcastle have been struggling to get points on the board. Cowboys have been super inconsistent, but Tommy Dearden's probably someone that you'd like to pair up with for a higher likelihood of you going to a club that's going to win a title. And I know the Cowboys probably aren't there yet, but they're a lot more there than the Knights are. So if it's for money, doesn't matter where he goes. If it's for a title, go to the Cowboys. I'd go to the Cowboys, to be honest.
Yeah, I would go. If I was him, I would go to the Knights. I think they're kind of rolling out the red carpet for him. The Knights this year, bro, they haven't really centered on their combinations. I feel like at the Cowboys, there's he'd be still fighting for a place. Not to say they would fight for a place at the Knights, but I just think there's probably a better opportunity at the Knights with him. But with Ponga there and Dylan Brown on his way there, that's. Yeah, fucking, the more I think about it, man, it's a tight call. They've both been Gaia this year, bro. Really.
As the thing is, like, oh, yeah, they stay together.
Yeah, and right now for someone like him, bro, go where the biggest offer is, man. Hey, be selfish, because it's he's not at that level where he's commanding a spot, and then that's how you get more money for your next contract, bro. So maybe at the Knights, he'd probably have a better opportunity. I think I forget his name. Dearden's definitely the number 7 there, but he'd be challenging number 6 there with what they see. I forget his name, who's currently there.
Clifford.
Yeah, Clifford. But I think they see Purdue as maybe the future as well. At 6, he's had a few goes there. But yeah, man, if I was him, like with a new coach coming in at the Knights, it's kind of a good blank canvas to really have a crack and start your career.
Yeah, nice teams. Yeah, I guess both ways. Look, I think not as much pressure, especially if it's multi-million-dollar. Like, once you start getting all that money, then the pressure's on. But I think you can hide it tonight behind Galen and Dylan with contract and just be able to play. So I think that works in his favor. The only thing, they're both sisters. So I don't know if Sandon can play 7. I think Dylan, maybe they want Dylan to play 7. Yeah, we'll see how their kicking game goes there. Cowboys, I think that's the only other problem at Cowboys, like outside of Tomalolo. He'd probably be the biggest contract, but then that puts a target on him to deliver. I think that's the only risk of him going Cowboys, is they haven't had a big signing in a long time. And so there's a lot of expectation, especially that they've been there or thereabout for a while. But yeah, it should be an interesting one for Sandon. Another signing news. Wayne Bennett's come forward saying he's keen to chase Peter. Bobby, you read this one? The Titans considering this, or is this just coming out of the South Camp at the moment?
Yeah, it was something that came, just popped up onto the news maybe 4 hours ago. But what I read, Wayne Bennett's pretty keen to have him come over. So he's in discussions with the Titans about how they can do that player transfer. I know he was the coach at the Broncos for a season when Fafita was at the Broncos. So he's pretty keen to get Fafita over since he's fallen out of favor at the Titans. I'm not sure what money. They didn't discuss that in the article, but I mean, it's a strong buy if you can get a player like Fafita in your team and then be able to coach him to the potential that he has. Like, I reckon it'd be a good buy for Souths. And I think there's probably more players that are more aligned with what Fafita's like and how he plays, his style at Souths. So, Wayne Bennett's been able to unlock him before. I mean, that's why he was the man at the Broncos and he was making Queensland teams back then, and which is why the Titans offered him that big, massive $1 million contract in the first place, because of all of those qualities that Bennett was able to bring out of him when he was at the Broncos. So hopefully he's able to replicate that at Souths. That's what he thinks he can do. It's probably not a bad place for him to land either, because Souths are in that sort of rebuilding phase as well. They've been smashed this year with injuries to lots of their key players, season ending. So yeah, it looked good for Souths to pick Fafita up. Yeah, lots of people are sort of jumping ship at the Titans, it seems like.
Good for Fafita as well. Like, I think he's kind of fallen out of favor in the Titans. So if anyone can unlock him, it'd be good to see him get back.
He's only 25 too. Still young, man.
It feels like he's been around for a while, but yeah, he's just kind of fallen out of favor the last couple of seasons. Yeah, so it'll be good to see him bounce back. All right, boys, let's jump over to a few predictions in terms of some of the awards. Rookie of the Year. You guys got any boulders? A few obvious ones out there, but I'm wondering if there's other names. Lecker's probably one of the obvious ones that are coming out of the Warriors. Been a bit quiet last year. Rob Toya as well. Debut for Queensland. Anyone else?
Also, you missed that obvious one, bro. Youngie from the Eels.
Oh yeah.
He's my pick. I kind of had Liquor, and don't get me wrong here, Sole. He's a superstar and waiting. We saw on the weekend what he can do, man. But I feel like if he commanded himself with his performances, a starting spot, 80-minute player every game, then easily. But I just feel that Youngie is coming home strong, man, and he's a big part of why they're playing really well at this stage of season. I just feel like someone at his age, playing in a real high demanding physical position like fullback, and 80 minutes started every game. I thought maybe his performances in the last month just kind of tip it into his favor. But like you said, I think it's a strong 2-horse race between him and Leka. I think Toya started off the season fucking on fire, man, and he was a bolter for the Origin, and he showed that he could handle that level. And he kept Latrell pretty quiet during that season, but to be honest with you, bro, Toya's been pretty quiet, man, lately. So for me, he's not. It's a 2-horse race at the moment, man. Dongi and Leka Halasima.
I think the other one they were talking about was Owen Petty out of the Raiders. Apparently, he was in the running before the voting went behind closed doors, so might be a 3-horse race, or it might be 2 horses that we don't know.
Yeah, it's good there on the one that was there. They don't count him as a rookie.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. I don't know why they did that. I think that was probably because they didn't want to let rugby
Yeah, what is the
unions
rule with that?
win one of their awards.
Is it because he come from a different sport?
Professional code.
Oh,
So
yeah,
because
yeah.
he's already a
Just 'cause he's
professional athlete. Yeah, that's the only reason. Because he's not actually a rookie with an amateur background that's now
Yeah.
playing professional sport. He's already an elite
Otherwise, bro,
sportsman from.
you probably would have to give it to him, eh? If he was in the
I
running.
would have given it to Mark. Yeah, man.
John Hopewati. No, I'm with Leka as well. I think Leka. There was some I heard on the radio some record that he's equal with Lance Hohaya with as well. Scored 11 tries while still under 20. So he's equaled it with Lance at the moment. If he scores another try this week or into the playoffs, he takes that record. So just feats like that, I suppose, put him in the running for Rookie of the Year, at least for the Warriors, but maybe for the whole NRL and the impact that he's had. The impact that he's had right throughout the season. And, you know, some of the miracle plays and the impact that he's had off the bench. And I guess the question is whether he commands a starting spot. Does he have the same impact when he starts, or is he better at finishing off?
Yeah.
They've tried it a few times.
All right, let's jump into the views of last week of the games. Let's start with Friday night game.
Oh, here we go.
Huge game for the Warriors and the confidence. Man, it looked like a good start from the boys. Just concentration, like just that trying to score a try, like putting on a lot of pressure, thinking that they're gonna score, and then just having Josh Haddock burn everyone. It was funny. I took just being out of the game. Oh my God. Everyone up and then quiet. But yeah, tough game. We were robbed, honestly. Every Warriors fan will say it. But man, they'll grind like Mitchell Moses is last. I think that was the thing we spoke about it last week. Player for player, like the Warriors stayed in it, like did a better job of just grinding that game. But Mitchell Moses is getting the Eels out of trouble so many times, and just a lack of ability to score was probably the frustrating thing. Class finish off the opportunities we had. Again, Roger stood out. Like, he been back for the boys. But yeah, it was like a 50-50 game, and I thought we had it. We'll then try it in. That was gutting to lose it. So all in all, like hard to take much away from that. Really needed to win that one. So come to you, Coach Bobby, before we go to these now.
Yeah.
You say they're not a top 8 team that you lost to.
Were you robbed, Bob? Were you robbed or what?
I feel like we were robbed purely for the fact
the emotion
that...
out. Take the emotion out, Bob.
I'm taking the emotion out. I think we were robbed in that final call, but I think the Warriors lost the game in that first half. Like, we didn't like, if we were dominant in that first half and throughout the game, we wouldn't have needed to depend on that last sort of Pompey try to win us the game. Like, I felt we were good enough to beat the Eels, but playing catch-up footy and just allowing the Eels those easy tries, like that Josh Adokar one, I was thinking, man, that kind of came out of nothing. Like, they were on their try line, we were attacking, and then it was a comedy of errors where he kind of just stepped. Our player sort of fell
And I guess
into
Dallin
one of our
didn't
other
know on the
players.
recovery because Dallin
Yeah,
go and oh shit, no one's there. I mean, the chase
yeah,
it, right?
nah. And then he just smoked everyone, and so that kind of set the scene really and the tone for the majority of the game. Like, the Eels only needed that much to get their sort of heads up, and then the momentum was all the Eels, and it just took the Warriors far too much to try and run them down, and then to get really close and then to lose like that. Yeah, I know it was disappointing, that last decision going against the Warriors, but the thing that got me was it was sent up as a try, and so there needed to be super conclusive video evidence that showed that the ball was knocked on. And I mean, it was inconclusive. You saw his sort of fingers wobble a bit, but you didn't know whether whether it went back or forward. Like, Dimitri after the game says, "Oh, yeah, I did touch the ball, but I thought it went back because I was pretty much facing my try line when I was trying to knock the ball back." And so, lots of people say, "Oh, yeah, he said he touched it," but I was like, yes, but it was inconclusive in that. How could you tell from that camera angle that the ball was knocked on? Like, not only were they slowing it right down to micro fraction seconds to try and see the little mangoi of his finger in the air that said that he got the touch to it, but then it was like, oh yeah, the ball touched it, but
8K.
was it conclusive that it was touched and went forward? No, it wasn't conclusive that it was touched and went forward. That's what pissed me off, because it was sent up as a try. So I was thinking, man, they really did look super hard at this, and then decide that that was conclusive enough for them that it was touched by Dimitri and then it went forward when it wasn't. And you've seen countless, and this is probably it's probably a more general look at the bunker. And I mean, they've had some shockers this year, and not just at Warriors games. I mean, Warriors fans always get that sort of feeling that, Johnny Tuvasa Shek has done those videos, those comic videos where he's like, check this, check that, check everything, before, oh yeah, no try, and we laugh at it because it's comical. But then when you see a video like that in the weekend, which was slowed right down, and man, you just knew, I was thinking, oh, they're slowing it right. They're really looking at this. Like, and then the Warriors boys are, just waiting for the try confirm to pop up. And then it just went back and they were slowing it. And I was like, so they're going to call this back. It's been called a try, but now this bunker is looking at every which angle and which way to disallow it. I just thought it was ridiculous. I mean,
Meant nothing to the Eels, but the bunker thought like a very, very close look at this.
yeah, it was. Yeah, I don't know. And what you don't want in the finals, and this is not just for the Warriors, but the spectacle of finals footy, is you don't want any decisions like that to ruin games. We've seen Cowboys teams dudded after that 7 tackle fracas a few years back when they played, if it was in the Knights, and they got the tackle count wrong and they went back and recounted. I was like, oh, so they got 7 tackles. I was like, oh, you can't go back and then see it was 7 tackles and the Cowboys lost and apologize after they get knocked out. It's like, come on. So you don't want any of those sort of things to happen in the next few weeks when finals footy comes around, because, the top 8 teams that are there now, they've been playing all year, playing super hard to get to where they are. And I remember Vossi in the weekend was talking about how, Warriors fans, be happy that your team's there in the 8. Yeah, I'd prefer that they be in the top 4, but if we're in the 8, flip, man. We've gone through so much shit with not having Metcalf there, not having Mitch Barnett to partner Fish in the front. All of these sort of freaking injuries that we've had throughout the year. To key players and key positions, Chance being out for patches, and then you've had Wade Egan out, and he's out again this weekend. You know, these are just things that all NRL teams have to face.
Nothing is over.
They all have to face. It's just that the Warriors have, you know, kind of just managed to scrape through some games to get to where they are now. And so, you know what? Be happy that they're in the 8. Nah, that's at 4 points, bro. But you know, yes, I'm happy we're in the top 8. Would I prefer us in the top 4? Yeah, I prefer us in the top 4. Do I think we can still make the top 4? Looking at the games this week, there's a high possibility that we could make it back into the top 4 this weekend.
That game against the Eels, though, Bob, did they deserve to win it, even though there was a contentious call by the bunker at the end there? Did they deserve? Did they deserve to win it? Were they dominant? Because you started off by saying they weren't dominant.
Reality fan of the Warriors. I haven't picked against them. You know, earlier in the year when the Titans played them, and I picked the Titans. So I'll be realistic. Like, we shouldn't have won that game based on how we played in that first half. But I still think we had the potential to beat the Eels. It's just that there's slow starts. It was a very 2024 looking start, because that's how we used to start games last year, with the slow starts, and it's kind of creeping back in the last 3 or 4 games. And I was like, come on, man, we can't let the wheels fall off right the week before the finals. And so they've got lots to sort of figure out and try and sort out before week 1 of the finals. So hopefully Manly will just be a speed bump in the way to the final series for us.
Right. The wheels are going to continue to fall off. They're going to bear the tyres to this week, and then they're going to get up next week.
Just worry about DCE worrying about whether he's going to be playing next year or not. But yeah, my take on no, we shouldn't have won that, but you know, we shouldn't have let it get to that last decision to get us all super angry about the result of that game. We should have won that game in the first half, not let it get to a stupid bunker decision to just keep us salty. But if those bunker guys, man.
Exactly. All right, Madge, we'll come to you. Did you catch that game? You watched that live, or you watched the replay?
I did. Also, I was you know what? I'm just going to fast forward all the way to that moment. When you look at Dimitri Vaimonga, right? He is facing his own in goal area, right? But it doesn't change the fact that his hands, right, are in front of Yongi's hands. Not only in front, but above, right? So the only question is whether he touched it or not. Because if it's going to go past his hands and then in front of him is Yong. No.
So his hands travel backwards towards Yongi?
No, listen. The hands. No. So his hands are in front of Yongi's, right?
And where's Yongi's hands? Behind us?
In front of him.
If his hands are... Wait, you're saying his hands are in front of Yongi? So Yongi's hands are obviously behind his hands?
No. Vaimonga's facing his in goal.
Where's Yongi's hands? Up his arse?
His hands are still in front of him.
Whose hands are in front? Whose hands are in front of what hand?
Vaimonga's hands are in front of Yongi's hands.
Towards his own goal? Towards his own goal?
No, that's irrelevant, bro. It's irrelevant what way he's facing.
You're saying he's facing towards his own goal, and then his hands are out like this. So his hands are facing
his hands are in the air, right? His hands are in the air like this, but Vaimonga's, but Yongi's still in front of him.
He got his body turned like this, and his hands.
Let me finish, mate. Let me finish.
You need to go watch the replay again.
Let me finish.
You need to watch it as hard as the bunker will have to watch it.
Mate, let the girl go, Bennett. Okay, so let's just concentrate on the hands, because it's all about the hands. Doesn't matter what way you're facing. It's the hands.
It matters which way the hands facing in. Which way the hands
I feel like the hands were above Yongi's and in
I don't want
front.
your feel. I don't want your feelings.
Above,
I want to know facts.
listen. So not only that, so if we can agree that his hands are above Yongi's and in front,
I can't
right?
agree. I can't agree.
Then the only question is, did he touch
I
it?
agree with your
Because
feelings.
if you do the maths and he's running forward, if he touches it, it's a knock on all day. Okay? Now,
The
do they
law
have
of
the right to
physics.
go upstairs? Is it enough to overturn? That's arguable.
No way.
But what happened afterwards, bro? Waimonga, post-game, admitted he touched it, bro. So
Post-game,
we got
doesn't
to
matter
applaud.
post-game. We ain't gonna go upstairs and do post-game stuff. It all
No, but
happens on the field.
he said he touched it, right? Did he not?
Doesn't matter. When the NRL,
It does matter. You know
it
why?
does.
Because that means they got the right call.
No,
You-
it doesn't.
You bang
The
on
fact
all
that
year.
he touched it, but he said, but I felt it went backwards. See?
No,
you
but I
can't
just
pick and
explained to
choose
you,
what
it couldn't have
parts of
gone
his
backwards.
commentary. Well,
It
he
couldn't have
said,
gone backwards.
you're agreeing with what he said, but he said
Because it
I
went
touched
through
it,
his hands.
and I.
Because
Oh,
did
so
Yongi
you want
touch
to
it?
listen to what he said, but only half of what.
Did
he said.
Yongi touch it?
We all know
Listen,
that
did-
it just has to touch. If it touches the hands and it goes to the ground, it's going to
Yeah.
be a knock on, whether it goes forward or backward or sideways. It's going to be a knock on all
Gotta
day.
be
Yongi
conclusive.
touched it, right?
It has to
Yongi
be
touched it.
conclusive. It has to be
Can-
conclusive.
Can you admit that, Tons? Did Yongi touch it?
Well, I don't know. Did he come forward and say he touched it?
Of course he touched it. It touched his
Well, I
hands.
don't know. I don't know. He didn't come forward. Our player came forward and told the truth. I don't know if
Well,
Yongi came forward.
The video evidence
It's
showed Yongi
inconclusive.
touched it.
The video.
No, the video evidence
99%
showed
of the
Yongi
time.
touched it.
Any knock on, if it
But-
just leaves your hands or
Allow
part
me
of
to
your
finish here.
Well,
Okay,
they
if the
made
fullback-
it, he is arguing a different thing.
If the fullback touched it,
Didn't watch it.
if the fullback touched it, which he did, then the only question is, did Waimonga touch it? Because if he touched it, then it went from his hands to the
To
Parramatta
Yongi's
hands.
hands, which were behind those hands.
No, it wasn't. It was in front of him.
No, they were behind.
Nah, mate.
This is where it's
So-
inconclusive. Inch by inch, we're just going to go back and forth. And
So-
then
Cam's going to
we're
have the
arguing
video
about it. If I
playing
could
while
agree
you
with
guys are debating
then it'll
this.
be fine. But the fact
Cam's
that
going to
we're
have the
debating
video
means that
footage
it's inconclusive.
frame by frame.
No, obviously it wasn't. Obviously it wasn't. And he had
It's
the
not
balls to
obvious.
make the call.
It's not obvious.
Because
You can't say it's
We don't
obvious
see the
when it's
angles
not
that he
obvious.
see. We only see what's on TV.
Here we go. Now you've got the
But-
extra cameras that only he sees.
But Waimonga, he said he touched it, bro. So
Well, that's
obviously he
the
made
thing.
the right call.
No, it's not. It's inconclusive. Can't have
Come
a player
on,
come and tell
man.
the truth.
Come
and not
on,
know
come
whether
on.
it went back or forward.
Anyway,
and say it's conclusive.
Anyway, we can agree
This
to
is the
we can all agree to disagree.
Well, we
But
can't. That's the reason that
It's
it's
just between you and Tana.
inconclusive. You can't say we agree to disagree. That's the very reason why you can't give it a try or a no try, because it has to agree with the rest gone upstairs as a try. Then it has to be inconclusive. We should both be sitting here going, "Oh yeah."
but to you, it's inconclusive. But obviously, to the guy upstairs, it was conclusive. He had enough evidence.
No, everyone
But-
should
so-
be able to see the same thing.
No.
The fact
Listen,
that there's
listen.
debate. No, it's like a court of law. You can't just have everyone look at it.
He
and
had
go,
enough evidence that it touched Waimonga. In his
The court
mind,
of law-
because it touched
beyond
Waimonga.
reasonable doubt. There was not beyond
Right,
reasonable
Johnny,
No, but
Johnny
but-
Tuvasa-Sheik's going to make a
it
video.
went
I
from
have
Waimonga's
reasonable
hands. It went from Waimonga's hands to Yongi's hands. It was
You're
evidence
losing this
that hit
case every
Yongi's
day,
hands.
Simon,
You're losing this
I
case.
don't know how many
every day.
coronas Tana's had. You're
Yeah.
arguing, backing
He's
up.
forgetting the fact that
You're
it
losing this
touched
case.
Yongi's hands. Tana,
forgetting
it
the
touched
fact-
Yongi's hands.
You're forgetting the fact
So-
that it needs to be conclusive evidence. And there's
No,
doesn't
no,
matter
I'm
like the
saying-
hand- but
I'm saying these
that
are the
hands
facts.
are in front. You're saying, oh, the hands are not in front.
I'm saying the facts that it touched Yongi's hands, right?
But no, that's not the facts. Are where his hands were. So you're.
But if it's
going,
gonna
oh,
go
backwards all
from
day. It's not
Waimonga's
backwards
hands-
all day.
To Yongi's hands, is that not a knock on?
Who's in front? Well, he's facing his own goal line, so his hands are here. Yongi's hands are underneath. It touches Waimonga's, touches Yongi's, and goes backward. Where does it fall on the field? Does it fall in front of them or behind them?
It doesn't matter what way you're facing,
Doesn't
Ulz.
matter now. Doesn't
It
matter
matters
now.
where the ball goes, and the
It
ball went
matters.
forward into Yongi's hands.
No, the ball went backward into Yongi's hands, and that's why when it hits the ground, it's behind all of them. How does it go forward into his hands and end up backwards behind them?
But Yongi's in front of him.
No. But answer me that. How does the ball end up backwards? Okay, Yongi's in front of him, to your theory. But the
So
ball
Yongi's
ends
in
up
front of
backwards.
him. Can
No,
we
no,
agree on
so-
that?
No. You answer me my question. You're saying he's in front of him, but the ball ends up behind both of them. How does that happen if he's in front of him?
Because it went from Waimonga's hands to Yongi's hands to backwards
To
towards
backwards.
Warriors goal line because it was a knock on from Yongi in the end.
So it's backwards, forward, but backwards.
No, but I'm saying Yongi knocked it on.
Your physics
because-
does not
But
work.
the first knock on
Your
came from
physics cannot
Vaimanga to
go
Yongi.
forward. No, it went backwards and it kept going backwards.
Bobby, come in
Your
here, Bobby.
physics cannot work. Look, you're
Bobby,
dragging this out.
Do you
far too
agree
long.
that
Seabold,
Yongi
is
touched
there
it?
any other view on this? Because we're not going to get there,
Bobby,
'cause this
did
is
Yongi
conclusive
touch the
evidence.
ball or not? Unmute your mic, mate. Did Yongi touch the ball?
So when Dimitrik turns, Yongi is over here. This is Dimitrik. And so his hand
Exactly the
touches
same
the
thing I
ball
saw.
and goes this way to Yongi's hand.
Towards
Exactly.
Yongi. But
Towards
because
Yongi.
Yongi's hands
But
on the front
this
side
way.
of him towards England. Yeah.
but so you're telling me that Yongi's not in front of him?
Yongi's in front of
So
him.
Yongi's
Standing in
behind
front of
him.
but
This
his
is
hands are
Yongi.
behind him.
This is now
Exactly,
Dimitrik.
his hands are there.
He's in
At the-
front of
not
him
at the
over
point of
here.
contact.
Man. Yes,
Not when he
Front
touched
of
the
it,
ball.
yeah.
yes. That's
Nah.
Vaenga's more. Yeah. No.
Okay.
That's why those
Let's
guys
move
are
on.
there.
Let's move on.
Agree to
I'm
disagree.
going to finish with this. I'm going to finish this with this. You can't blame the official for losing that game, Negro. The fact of the matter
I
is,
agree.
the Warriors are on
We
a
had
slide,
chances.
and it's poor. This was a poor performance
But Bob's
against a
right.
team outside of the 8.
Bob's right. Like earlier in the year, we had good starts because that was the thing. We knew this was going to happen, and so we've been playing games to make sure we don't leave it in the ref's hand, and we've moved away from that. So I think moving into the final season, this is probably the focus for the Warriors to remember that we're going to get screwed. So we just need.
Oh, it's over, mate. It's
Yeah,
over.
you-
Rog,
We're going to get
Rog,
screwed
come on,
anyway.
Tana.
So we just need to
otherwise
take
doing
it out of the
anything in the
ref's
finals,
hand.
or are they making up the numbers, Rog?
Hey, are we talking
It's
about
a
the
cop
Spanish
out,
game,
mate.
or are we going straight to the Broncos?
No. Can I just add to what Simon was saying?
Nah, you can't. Add,
It's
mate. Get in.
and what Tana, I just looked at the replay, and I reckon you could argue
Here we
that
go. Now you're going to go watch the
even though he
video.
admitted to touching it,
Go
but
watch
it does
the
look
video.
like law of physics. He's still falling
Does,
forward,
it
but
does.
it looked like it goes either sideways or backwards.
But this
That's
is
what I
why
would-
that
Sounds like
decision
you're
is
inconclusive
terrible
on
from
your
the
decision
bunker.
there, Roger.
No, because of this very reason. It's inconclusive.
Yeah, it is.
What some fans say, like, there's no very decisive, it was a knock on. That's what I mean. That's why I think the decision was poor by the bunker, because it was definitely not a conclusive. Like, you could argue it both ways, but the bunker's there. If the decision goes up as a try, to absolute, without a shadow of any doubt,
Yeah,
that it's that
they
there's
can't
video footage.
conclusively overrule. They've got
What
no
a
evidence
brave-
to
that was my-
conclusively
What a brave
overrule that.
call.
That was my
The fact that
gripe with
Dimitri
it.
admitted that he knocked it on.
Great.
That
He
was
hiding
so
in the
admitted
little
that it
bunker.
hit
That's
his
why they
hand
call it a
and then it
bunker,
went
man.
forward.
Oh,
That's why they
here it
call
is.
a
Here it
bunker.
is.
Oh, here it is. Here it is.
Thank you,
Here it
producer
is.
We're gonna watch
Scams.
this live.
Thank you,
See?
producer
See,
Scams.
Vanonga
So
goes
at the
There you
I
point-
go.
thought you said Yongi was behind him, but now he's in front of
Scams,
him.
go back at the point of where it touches his hand. He ends up behind him. But if we go back,
He did his little Siva when Yongi scored that try, and then when they scored this, I was gonna get up and do my little Siva. I couldn't find him,
anyway,
and then when it didn't score, I was like, oh, I couldn't find him.
let's quickly talk about physics here.
No,
Yes,
let's go on.
Dimitri is facing back,
Go.
but he's going
It's all right,
forward.
it's all right.
He's going
We're
forward.
over it.
He has gone
Over it. I
forward
was
to
just
the
trying to
ball,
make sure.
either going sideways or
Nah,
backwards.
the only forward is
the
the forward
Sea
passes
Eagles.
by Reece Walsh.
The Sea Eagles keeping themselves in
Anyway,
the hunt
On the
by
Eels,
thrashing
can I just say,
Dragons,
with the Eels,
40 points.
they lost, they only won the first three out of the 10 games. Their first 10 games, they only won 3, and they were getting hidings at the beginning of the season, the way that they finished off, and they were like touted to be the bottom of the ladder, the way
What are
that
you
they
doing?
were
Just
playing.
telling us how Kaya
the beginning.
Maria- What is this?
Why are you
No,
rubbing
well,
in the Marfino for,
They,
bro?
they
Oh,
lost.
my
They lost
team's really
four.
Kaya,
They lost
and
4
I
in a
was
row.
telling
They
you
lost
how
4 in a
Kaya
row.
been.
Out of the 10, out of the first 10 rounds, they lost. Well, their first 10 games, because there was a buy in there. They lost. They only won 3. So for them to be able to come back and get some results like this and beat a top 8 team, it was potentially a top 4 team. I think they're building nicely to next year because they didn't have Mitchell Moses at the beginning of the season. Josh Adokar was missing.
We're up to the
And so
penultimate
a lot
round
of
the 2025
there was so
season.
many. They probably blooded the most debutants this year, so it puts them in good stead for next year. So that's just my
That's a
rap
good call.
on the Eels.
It was dangerous with Moses in there.
Well, they've beaten all our teams this year, so
Yeah,
Oh, we reckon
Anyway.
the Eels. I thought that Gaia's stats was about Manly.
They beat Manly too, and the Broncos.
Sully, do you want to do a little rap on your Manly game, or we'll get straight to the Broncos? Yeah, we'll
Nah,
preview
stuff
the
Manly.
Manly game. Yeah, we'll preview guys in our matchup with the Warriors. All right,
It's over.
onto the
It is
Broncos
over.
games. Man,
It
I
is
thought
over.
this was gonna be an arm wrestle. It started out, and I thought, man, come on, Cowboys. Like, man,
Just
You
make
were
sure we
hoping.
do a
arm wrestle
post
after those first
on
two tries.
Manly and the Warriors next week.
Yeah, it was a bit of back and forth, so I thought Cowboys might have a chance, but nah. The Broncos romped home. I think that Payne Haas tried to kill him, but
I don't really want to comment on the game.
We'll come to you first, bro. Like, did you see?
I want to say about more about the chat. Bobby was quite quick at the start of the game there, but he went missing throughout the game, and afterwards, I think he went to sleep early.
Yeah, that was
But
all of us, mate. After the
that's
Reece
all-
Walsh tries, like,
You guys all been jumping on me and John all year. And now we're in the 4. We couldn't even get a congratulations, Broncos. It was nothing. But
So did you
nah,
see
yeah,
my
bro,
tip?
it was
I
was
just
typical.
did the eyeballs. Like, Sully,
Hey,
Is this your
congratulations!
team?
When there's too much
You were
off-field
waiting.
drama with your teammate.
Bobby was waiting with his memes, but thankfully he killed it.
Had the slide ready.
Yeah. It's a hard game, bro, to assess because it's like it's a Whāreanga team, Cowboys. They have no hope of making 8, and 2, this game is always tough for the Broncos. But some worrying signs there. But you know what? The Cowboys just threw. This is the brand of footy they should play all year if they could defend. I was quite pissed off. Some of the tries it looked quite soft, but Drinkwater can make you look stupid, man. And so there was a few soft tries to get in there, which is they got a bit of a rev up from Madge, but it's not ideal, bro. Going into the finals, they got the 2 points, but it's just not one of those arm wrestling games that you need. The one thing I'll give it the positive is Haas back to his best, Carrigan back to his best, Hetherington was strong, forwards were strong, Ricky's coming into his own. There's still an unknown for that backline. The backline can be 1 minute electric, can score, and I think Karapani and Bena is sewing up the wing spots, bro, because, man, they are, with them and Stags and Ships, well, not Ships this week, but we already mentioned that. I think there's enough in that top 4 and that back 4 to come out of trouble. There's enough in Reece Walsh. Well, there's not quite enough in Reece Walsh and Hunt and Billy, which I thought Billy was good, but just that spine as it is now, not enough there to go all the way. They definitely need Reynolds, but Walsh can take us to the promised land, and he can take us to the Wheeler all in the space of 5 minutes. Also, that's kind of one thing we've got in our back pocket is that this kid he's electricals. He puts bums on seats. He's frustrating, but what do you do with that, bro? You don't want him to. And what I love about Walsh is that he can throw a intercept pass, but he'll still fucking throw that pass if it's on. So I think Reynolds, out of everyone, he can kind of fast sicky the ship in terms of that relationship. But yeah, it was a scary one coming up, bro. It didn't tell me anything I didn't know their performance, and this is the game that matters, bro. Whether we can honestly say if the Broncos got it in them, if they got a good performance and the Storm, like we make them work for a win, then I would be confident that we can go all the way. If we get sussed, that's the season for the Bronx because we don't need that inconsistency. We need the Bronx to fucking just arm wrestle teams, kick the corners and do the basics right. And yeah, it was fucking entertaining team, but it's a hard team to support, man. I'll give you that.
Bobby, what did you see come out of this team? Anything you didn't know about the Broncos already?
Man, they won, but I'd be worried, man, if I was a Broncos fan. like, what's the point of having a guy that can score 5 tries, but give away 6 tries? You know what I mean? That's like Reece Walsh. Out of all the players, and this is just
Score
for me
5 to avoid
personally.
3.
This is me personally. Out of all the players that are rocks and diamonds that I've seen over the years of watching rugby league, and I'm talking about people like Cliffy Lyons, rocks and diamonds. I'm talking about people like, who else is a rocks and diamonds player? Shit. Well, over the years there've been a few, and Reece Walsh. So like, when this guy,
Sean Johnson was one.
yeah, shit, Sean Johnson, shit, bro, you're right. Sean Johnson was one. The diamonds are the shiniest, elayest ass diamonds that you've ever seen, because size right. This guy is so electric, man, when he gets it right on his day. And man, you can't coach that shit. You can't even defend. You can't even coach defenses against that shit, because he's so fast. Like, I remember a try a few weeks back where he just scooped the ball from dummy half and he just ran like this. And it was like people were just standing still looking at him. And he just did this like S move where he ran in and out, and he was gone, man. And I was like, Reece Walsh needs to just, I've been critical of Reece Walsh over the years because I still think he lacks maturity. And that's not just on the rugby league field. This guy off the field is quite immature, and it shows. Like, I think once that maturity kicks in, once that he doesn't do shit that gets caught up in the media, off-field incidents and all of that sort of crap, once he controls all of his off-field shit and he gets his head into a space where he realizes that, so if I get all of this off-field shit right, it's going to reflect in his game. At the moment, he is as erratic off the field as he is on the field. He has rocks and diamonds in life and rocks and diamonds on the field. And I just think that's just a reflection of where he's at in his own personal life. Like, this guy was showing up in the news before the NRL season even started, and now he's still showing up in off-field stuff. And we're a week out from the playoffs. Like, the NRL, as much as they'd love to have this guy be the perfect poster boy for the sport, he's at times a real liability. And, I know Sai talks about how, rugby league players shouldn't be role models. They're not. They're just, they're just sports people. You shouldn't put them up on these pedestals, because when they fall real hard, and then people are like, oh, well, kids look up to you. So, well, why? Why do your kids look up to me? I just play rugby league. You should find some better role models. I'm just a sports person. But man, Reece Walsh, like, Sai's right. He can probably win them a grand final, but then he can probably get them knocked out in the first week of the playoffs. But if they end up fourth, like, who knows where the Broncos will end up. But I feel like with their current halves combo, it's not the one man, and they really need Reynolds to come back and to come back firing. Like, I'll be honest, as a person that's super critical of the Broncos, they ain't gonna make it with that halves combo. They're not gonna make it very far. And that's me being honest with the Warriors too. We don't have our number one halves combination. We don't have our number one sort of spine there. We don't have our front row forwards that need to set the platform. So they're gonna struggle, without those. And the Broncos are exactly the same. They're in the same boat as the Warriors. They have to deal with all these injuries that they've got in their current squad, and they've got to make do with the players that are stepping in there. But if they've got all of this off-field noise, like this Shibasaki shit, it's stuff that the Broncos don't need. Broncos fans don't need it. Broncos front office don't need it. Man, the playing group are like, for fuck's sakes, Reece, what are you doing? The leadership group at the Broncos are coming down hard on both those guys, Shibasaki and Reece Walsh, because their focus should be on absolutely nailing down that top 4 spot and getting ready for the playoffs. But now there's all of this sort of drama a week out from playoffs that they don't need. So my honest assessment of the Broncos, they have the team to take it all the way, but just there's too much shit they are their own worst enemies. Like, they get in their own way of winning games and of potentially going on to win the whole thing. So That's my honest take, man. I give them their flowers and dues, but I also am pretty realistic.
So we're going to talk about Manly, or let's talk about a real team, eh? Manly and the Dragons. Come on, can't bypass their game.
Oh, Jules.
That was probably one of the best performances of the season from Manly.
We'll get to some of the previews before we start on those previews.
Not preview. It's a post review on Manly and the Dragons.
Their win against the table-topping Dragons. What a win!
Oh, the Dragons, they were in hot form. And
mate, we had like 20-odd points before half-time. Well, it was, it was really good to see DCE playing some good footy. Luke Brooks putting up some good high balls. Kohler running a 50-metre try-in, beating the centres. Good to see some pace on. Turbo had a good injury-free sort of run.
Are the Warriors in trouble, Rog? Is that what you're saying?
Oh, the Warriors got no chance. The Warriors got no chance. We're going to see them picking. Mate, and you see Jason Saab, you talk about Kohler and his speed. Jason Saab was on form, inside ball back to DCE, giving him a try. Waddell fitting into the number 11 jersey. He scored 2 inside ball tries off DCE. And like I say, Turbo was looking in good hot form, looking good, running freely. So, and we don't even have Olukwatu there. Every team's been hit with attrition and with injured players. So, yeah, we're looking good. Last game of the season at 4 points. Sorry?
It's the Dragon.
Yeah, that's my game with the Dragons. So, I don't know if you saw any different, but you should be fearing the Manly Sea Eagles coming this weekend. They're going to finish on a high.
Because I am concerned, but we'll come to that. The NRL draft, the season's over, and all the flowers go to Tamakalava Samoan Mandingo. Congratulations!
Malo Tama.
He had a nice run there.
Shut Tama. I paid.
He pipped Stacey Liriani. He was first on the table for a long time. So Tama, avid Panthers supporter, teaching everyone how to win outside the top 4. So he's taking his Panthers follow suit. Congratulations, Samoan Mandingo. Apparently, it's a bit short though. I think some people haven't.
We just make a special mention to the top 6 finishers as well. Those that made into the playoff.
To the Brady Bunch.
I don't think you 3 featured in the final 6 there. Well, we made the playoffs. Ultimate Manly made the playoffs. Did you guys make the semis? You guys were lingering down the bottom of the table. Yeah. Okay.
No, Roger.
Like a special mention to the top 6.
Roger, so my $50 fee is kind of, I think it's in transit or something with some kind of international clearance. But what is your excuse, Us? You are overdue, mate.
I did say it went to some kingdom in Nigeria.
Didn't you pay up, man?
There was just one number that was wrong on Cam's account.
Can you pay one number that was wrong? I'll hook you up when I get home.
It sort of probably went somewhere in Nigeria. I'll try and backtrack it. Chasing it up. But I went to check. I went to check the ASP Bank in Henderson branch, and they're closed until September 26th.
That's disgusting, Roger. I thought Luxon gave you guys a bit of a increase in your pay there, mate. Come on, mate.
Sure, he gave you a whole percent, mate.
Not even 1%. Anyway, Tama, it's coming, mate. Once I get back to
Kabuga from coming.
Nigeria, it's coming.
I got yours.
All right, boys. Let's jump into those previews. Man, the Storm, Bellamy called an embarrassment. So they have got their full strength team back this week, bringing all their big guns. Jerome Hughes been named, Harry Grant back in the team as well. Oh no, broken Gala there. What's the story with Harry Grant? Injured. Elikator back in the team as well. A lot of ins for the Storm. Just Shibasaki, unfortunately not for the Broncos. I'll come to you first for this one, Seabold. Over at Suncorp, home game for the Broncos.
It's going to be a massive test, and I think the Broncos could probably take them being home advantage, but after last week going down to the Roosters, I think, and with all their guns coming back, I think Storm are going to be tough to beat. Storm by 13 plus. What does that do
Bobby?
to the Broncos' chances finishing top 4?
They drop out straight away because, not straight away. Depends on what the Sharks and the Warriors do.
Mm.
So
There's
they-
been too much off-field distractions for the Broncos, and they won't be able to make amends.
Nice. Bobby, your thoughts on this team?
Yeah, it'll probably be a Storm win, but you know, I'd like for it to be 13 plus, but you could just never write off the Broncos, man. Reece Walsh might have a eat-ass Diamonds game, and then it'd be closer than what we expect. So I reckon it'll be Melbourne 1-12.
No, we haven't seen a full game from the Broncos. Like I think we've seen a lot of flashy in the point. It'll be good to I think for the Broncos to play a bit of kick chase tackle, just try and play out a game, do a bit of a grind. I don't think they want to grind against the Storm. So yeah, I think they'll probably attack real quick to play their game, but at least show some of it. You'd like to see a bit of grip, especially in the defense on them. Yeah, your thoughts getting into the finals, like you said, they need some hard games.
So yeah, I think the Roosters in the second half last week showed the way, man. Like you said, it was you don't really want to arm wrestle, but definitely on D they have to be strong. But I think the Broncos have got the attack to cause a real upset, man. And these are one of these games that I think you let fucking Walsh go, man. Have a go. Pass it out wide, throw your cutout balls from the try line. But this is you kind of have to bring out like something unorthodox against the Storm to unlock their defenses. So yeah, bro, I'm gonna go on a limb and say upset of the week will be Broncos, just in a close one.
I think
He feels
especially coming into the four, the Broncos really wanna. They need to step it up because they've got the Raiders. They won this. They've got the Raiders either way next week. They really push hard in this one. But I think for themselves to set up well.
Let's go, Tugs. Let's go, Tugs.
Yeah.
Call it.
I think Broncos in a close one. Broncos in a close one at home.
Shit. That's the first time in 2 years you've picked the Broncos, mate.
All right, Manly at home, man. This is gonna be a huge one, man. This is decent. Okay, this is unless they somehow sneak into the finals, they won't get a home final. So this is definitely DCE's swan song at the Manly as well. So this is a huge game for them. Paul Pine against the Warriors Friday night. Bobby, how you seeing this, man? Keeping the faith. I guess the Broncos pull an upset on Thursday, tomorrow night. What do you want the Warriors to do? I don't think anyone needs resting. You want them to just go out and win them just for the momentum?
I think the good thing about this game against Manly is that they're one of those teams that are there or thereabouts, and they've been that team for the majority of the season. Like they've been trying to battle out for the 8th spot for like the last 7-8 weeks. So they're not going to be an easy team to beat. But then again, this is the NRL, man. I think outside of the Newcastle Knights earlier on in the season when they couldn't score any points, every other team has been super difficult at moments during the season. And this is probably that moment for teams that are outside the 8 to really come and do what they do best every year, and that's to ruin the chances of teams already in the 8. I'm confident that the Warriors, should they decide to not have a slow start like they did against the Eels, then they should beat Manly. They should be competitive with Manly, and they have enough to beat them. If it's another slow start like it was against the Eels, it's going to be an uphill freaking battle in the heart of flipping Manly Central to get over that team because it's difficult to play Manly at home. So I'm quite realistic. I believe that we can win, but that comes with a caveat. It needs to be a fast start. We need to get on top of Manly early. Otherwise, it could be a long day for the Warriors in the office for them this coming Friday, is it, that they play? But I'm keeping the faith. Like, I absolutely believe that they have the team to beat Manly. And to beat them well. Like, we just need to have a really good start. I like the fact that Sam Healy's coming for Wade Egan. That boy plays with a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of vigor and youth. He doesn't play with any sort of hang-ups or any sort of expectation. Like, he just comes and plays like a player that just enjoys being out there on the field. So I like Sam Healy in at hooker. It's an opportunity for our halves combination to really nail it down before the finals, really, before the playoffs. Because I'll be honest, Tana Boyd hasn't really shown me much to be super convinced that this is the man that's going to take it all the way for the Warriors. And so this is just another game for him to try and really just get those combinations sorted with Chanel Harris-Tavita. At times, it feels like they're really disjointed. They're not on the same sort of page attack-wise. A lot of his kicks are real pedestrian. And then, he needs to run more. What was super damaging about him in the New South Wales Cup team is, man, he used to vary his shit up. He would run, he would pass, he would kick, he would do all of the things that you wanted Shaun Johnson to do. And then, like Shaun Johnson, he's come up into the NRL team and he's like forgotten that he's got a running game. It's like, Sonny, don't catch that same mutty that Shaun Johnson used to have all the time and forget that he had a running game and just turns into this real spectator. Like, fifth tackle options just become, I just need to get a kick away. And that's not going to do any good come playoff times.
Manly, is it?
No. I'm just saying that Tana Boyd needs to step his game up, and this is a good game to really show his dominance over DCE, who seems to be like a star that's starting to wane. It's the shimmer isn't as shiny as it used to be, and so Tana can really get DCE's scalp in this last game for Manly, and that'll be a good way to send DCE off, because he's been super terrible the last 2 months. Actually, he's been terrible since he got dropped from Origin.
That is blasphemous. Rugby league blasphemous to say Tana Boyd is going to dominate over DCE, man.
What do you say? Your thoughts on
He's going to dominate.
This is a hard one to pick, man. But I think the loss of Wade Egan, I'm not being no Warriors hater, but I think just that spine alone, and possibly not possibly, I think he's announced he's leaving. So this is his last game. Fucking Manly legend. I think DCE is going to kick them to death in the corners. But it'll be a close one, bro. But I just think with him, Brooks, Tiborovic, just got the edge for me, especially with the loss of Egan. So Manly, 6 and under.
And ultimate sea bowls.
I think what the Warriors, with their chances, is the centres. So just looking at the lineup for Manly, we don't have Kohler. Kohler's not there. So you got 2 wingers that they've put into the centres there, is in Faulalo and Tommy Talau. So that's the weak spot for whether it's on the left side or the right side, is they can take advantage of those guys that are there trying to make up for that centre appearing. So Tuivasa-Sheck would be someone that would take advantage of that, as well as, you got your centre pairing of Pompey and Rocco Berry. So that's the only thing that I see is vulnerable for Manly is their centre pairing at the moment. But, with Tom Trbojevic back in fullback, and he's flying from last week into this week against the Warriors, final game for DCE, at home. He's been the mainstay for a long time now, and so he would want to finish off on a high. And so those players have got a lot to play for. Jazz Tavanga with his slip-ups against the Warriors earlier in the season at Mount Smart. You want to make up for that. But, the Warriors have got everything to play for as well. They're wanting to cement as high a placing in the ladder as possible. So, but yeah, maybe the home field advantage is just going to be too much. And so I'm looking Sea Eagles 6 and under as well. That'll drop the Warriors down even further, doesn't it?
Yeah. So,
Oh no, can they be caught?
no,
Penrith.
so 7th and 8th of locked up. Panthers and Roosters.
Oh yeah, so it just depends on how far they can climb. So they can. That's the worst they can finish is 6th, right?
So yeah, I don't know if that's going to play into their game plan, but yeah, definitely they're going to need to really step up, especially like it doesn't get easier. Like I think this is probably the perfect game for the Warriors heading into the final. Like it doesn't get any easier after this. Like they need this game, and Manny looks strong. Like with Turbo back in and the way Turbo's been playing, he's back to old school Turbo. And these are the halves combination that they've been gunning for a long time. So out of all the teams, like these two have done really well to stay healthy and fit as well. Like as a combination, a lot of teams have struggled to keep their players healthy throughout the season. Just Cherry Evans just having a few little glitches throughout the season. People calling time on him. I think he's still got it. Looks like he's going to run another couple of years as well. It's a real hard one. Like I think the Warriors need to pull everything out. Like this is first week of semi-final for them. Really, like they really need to play a real tough game. Like it's easy for them to just go in and have excuses while they'll drop this one, but to have a real chance at that 8, like I think they need to go on with confidence. Like they beat them Manly earlier in the season, and I think they're going to be holding on to that. But the scary thought is Webster mentioned it in his presser last week that when they had those little lapses and Josh Adokar got away, and he said, when you've got teams with speed like that, you can't have a lapse. And so when you look at the Seagulls team, I'm glad Kohler's not there, but man, the rest of the speed that they've got will be high. Even Tommy Talau seems to love having a number on the Warriors. You've got Jazz coming back, you've got Matt Lodge coming back, you've got Sipley coming, all of these guys coming back to play the Warriors. So there's a lot up for Manly personally, as well as just to kind of send off DCE. So a lot for Manly to get up, like a lot of reasons for them to win this. So even more reason and more, I guess, for trajectory going into the finals. The Warriors are going to get up for this. Like the Warriors losing this is kind of just a sign that they've kind of done with their season. Like there's no reason they should be dropping this game. Like it's easy to kind of call excuses and going, "Oh, we missed some play," but heading into the finals, they really need to turn it on. Like they can't kind of look at us and be like, "We can't drop any lower than 6." So preparing for next week is making sure you win this. Like trying to think about next week is next week's problem. So internally, I think the boys have, like they've got enough champions in here. I said it last week. With Fish coming across, guys like Kurt Capewell, others that are in there that have kind of been through final systems. This is where they're really important because this is new ground to a lot, especially like having, you can see why they're resting these guys, bringing them off the bench now. Lakers, like we mentioned earlier, big season, rookie of the year, like hopefully he gets it, but it's a long season as well, so I think they're trying to ease these guys, they're trying to build them into that 80-minute player, but also trying to use their youth as well. As the team, the game gets into a bit of an arm wrestle, I think our bench is probably more impressive outside of the experience of Polymore and Sibley. I think we've got a bit more strike coming from the bench, and for that reason, I'm going to pick the Warriors. All right, that was a long preview. Let's go on one.
But just one more point, Tana. I can see a loss for the Warriors will be beneficial to them in the playoffs. The reason being, is if they make the top 4, they get a week off. I think that they need to play every week. A rest might be too far a stretch for them. Yeah, they lose that momentum, even though if they lose this week, but at least they're playing. And then
So how's the actual playoff work?
top 4
and so next week's just
is the bottom 4.
I see. So that's just certain sudden death day.
Yeah.
So the losers, the top 4, the top 4, the losers of that play the winner of the elimination final of the bottom 4. Yeah.
The first week top 4 don't play. It's just the bottom 4.
No. Everyone plays each other.
Everyone plays first.
Yeah.
Everyone
but
plays.
The winners of the top 4 get a break.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's do or die. It's do or die.
All right.
So Saungi Mai for season 26 Manly.
It's probably an important game to Manly though. So Manly have the fate in their hands because they need if they're gonna win, they're gonna beat the Warriors. Roger, your +6 is not gonna cut it. You want to beat the Warriors by at least 40 or something ridiculous like that. Because this next game, the Roosters and Rabbits, is also very important. You need the Roosters to lose at least. So
we need the Roosters not to score a point.
You need the Rabbits to win by heaps.
And then we're gonna get put 80-0 on the Warriors.
Win or lose, it's Mad Monday in your new swimming pool.
Asai, we'll come to you. Roosters, Rabbits.
Roosters for me, bro. Roosters, mate. They'll smash them actually. 13+.
Bobby, how you seeing this one?
Roosters as well, but I'm hoping Alex Johnson can get up and break the record this week.
Oh, yeah.
I think so, yeah.
2
to tie, 3 to be outright.
Yeah.
In Daniel de Bulls, he's ticking along good there too with the scoring of tries.
If he wants to play for another 5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's he got another?
He's third now, eh?
Oh, that's all right. Ross, how you feeling?
Yeah, Roosters should be convincing. 13+.
I will stay with you, Rog. Dragons and Panthers.
Panthers should be 13+ as well.
Panthers have brought all their people that they rested last week back, so I don't think Money Man's going to be scoring any tries this week. So 13+ to the Panthers.
Yeah, bro. Panthers, but I'm going to put some money on Christian Tupolotu, mate, to score. Pull it out just for the last game of the season.
Nice. Titans and the Tigers. Big one for the Titans. They win this. They can decide their fate for the Spungi La'au. Because then the Knights still have to beat the Eels. So Titans and Tigers, I'll go Titans on that. So
yeah, bro, I'm gonna take the Titans. Good to see Keanu Kini starting, and just for their just to give Desi a little more lofa, just to finish off the season and say, sorry Desi, we played shit the 2 years you're in here. You're an awesome coach, but that's on us. And poor Desi, has been getting hammered from the media. I don't think any other club will want to hire him, but he's fucking old school kind of coach. But Titans for me, bro. Close one.
Yeah, I'm going to give it to the Titans too for the same reasons. Like I reckon they want to play real well for Hasl's last game, And even Tino, when he was getting interviewed, was so only one guy gets blamed for us being shit the last, So Titans for me, probably in a close one because the Tigers are going to be real competitive.
Yeah, similarly to the other guys for Des Hasler's last game, but also I believe it's Kieran Foran's last game too in the NRL. He's retiring, so it's a big reason why they'll probably try and do it justice for someone who's been a servant for the game. Around right across, come over here, play for the Warriors for a season, Manly. So yeah, they want to send them off in the Kiwis and trying to finish off at the Titans. Yeah, it's going to be a good battle, but hopefully they can do it for Des and Kieran by 12.
Nice. This one here, probably, I don't know if it will end up being one of the semis. I don't know if they end up meeting. Doggies and the Sharks. Probably a real good test for these guys at this time. Sharks look better. Still not convinced. I think they're one of those teams that just work hard. Like, I don't think they've got a roster compared to some of the others. So I'm gonna go Sharks on this one. Bob.
I'm going to pick the Doggies, bro, with the caveat that super inconsistent Sharks will most likely be consistent this week. But Bulldogs 1-12.
Bro, somewhat kind of maybe upset, bro. I'm going to go Sharks, top 4 berth on the line. So, yeah, Sharks for me also.
Interesting you went for the Sharks here, Tana, because you guys need them to lose. So, in order to leapfrog them. So, I'm going Sharks too.
He's already picked the Broncos, so...
No, but you guys are on level pegging with the Sharks and the Broncos. So
It doesn't matter.
yeah, I think I'm going with the Bulldogs on this one. No, Sharks. Sorry.
All right, the Finns and the Raiders. Raiders are sewing up minor premiership. Finns still have a chance. So they need the motherfucking love to see them.
So, this one should be the Finns. I think the Raiders, given their well-deserved break, the spines, or most of the spines out, Tuppen is out. So this is the New South Wales Cup Raiders here. So Dolphins 13 plus.
Yeah, same for that reason. Resting all their players. Finns get Herbie Farnworth back, so hopefully he's recovered from his injury. Like he's named 22, but I reckon he's gonna come back into the team. So I reckon the Finns will get up to beat this Raiders outfit. Their best chance to do it too with the reserve grade team that the Raiders are putting forward. So it'll probably still be close. Finns by 1-12.
See, they shouldn't be allowed to rest players. Some kind of problem. Of course, it should be an investigation.
Elsa. Look, Leanga.
He just realized. Oh shit! Raiders killed it. All right, let's finish it off, boys.
I don't give a damn. Game.
For the Knights, we all said Titans, so the Knights are finishing last at the moment.
Look, after the Eels beat the Warriors last week, they've got the team to go on and absolutely thump the Knights, who've just been playing well below their best. So, Eels for me, and I don't think it'll be a close one.
So,
yeah, Eels, bro. Eels should smash them in this Legolia game of the week.
Nice, boys. Nice wrap. Let's finish with a quick little multi. We'll come to you first, Si.
Okay, bro. Yeah, I'm going to go Broncos 12 and under. And a double to GC Arthurs.
Roosters Souths. I'm going to pick a Roosters victory. Anytime try scorers to Tupou and AJ.
Turbo, 4 tries against the Warriors.
Oh, Warriors still win. They won heaps of tries.
So they're going to give up 4 tries and win. Okay.
Exactly. It's a super multi. It's a super multi for the end of the round. Nice, boys. Any last words to come around by side? Any shout out?
Yes, please. Last week I mentioned my boys under 12 Kuma Crushers Rugby Union team in the semi-finals. So congratulations to them. They made the grand final. I know it's another code, but yeah, just going to give them some flowers. Wish them all the best for the Gold Coast local Gold Coast Rugby Union grand final for the under 12s. And I just want to throw in there all the best to the ABs. Pretty proud of this. Auckland are born and bred of this Eden Park record, so hopefully they can keep it going against the Springboks.
Nice. Nice shout out. Good. Go, Bobby.
Shout out to Caleb's team, the Akarana Falcons. They've got their first game of the men's competition this week against Counties Monaco. So good luck for that game, Caleb, and hopefully you guys take it out.
Nice, boys. Siebes is back. Siebes, any last words, mate?
Last words, mate. Did you adjust your mo? He's back. Last words, mate.
Put your mo back on. Glue was starting to come off from your sweat.
The wheels. Can you hear me?
Yeah, mate.
Loud
The
and clear,
wheels,
mate.
the wheels fell off the Warriors wagon last week. Then the Kawari's going to crash this week. Pawana.
Yeah, jump on that. And finally, I just want to shout out to Ursha's son Keon. Their under sixes tour team had their jersey giving out their jerseys tonight. So all the best for you guys, little
Yeah.
this weekend, boys. Have fun. Great for you guys getting corrected by your country. Awesome. Awesome, boys. Thanks for another episode of the 135 Footy Show. Please go check us out on all social media platforms and YouTube. Like and subscribe and tune us into every week. Cheers. Okay, boys. Catch up.
Bye, boys.
Before.
Nice.